Hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. You may or may not be able to tell, but we are at the mountain today. We're inside. It's just absolutely nasty and gloomy outside today. It's like 50 and it's been raining since, I don't know, 4 o'clock this morning, just nonstop. So today we're going to switch gears a little and just do some tidying up and some things that aren't have to have right now. Things just since it's raining, I can't be outside doing work. I figure we'll come inside and do some work. So trying out some new things. You see I got my little microphone up here. Maybe it won't be as echoey. We'll see. I won't know obviously until we're done doing the video. But hopefully it's a little better than when we just do the wet cat or whatever it's called, dead cat up on the top. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. As I always say, we're absolutely blessed. I mean, truly blessed. I was praying this morning, and God is good. He answers all of our prayers in His time, not in our time. So remember that. And yeah, just be thankful for everything that you have, because we're, as I always say, we're truly blessed, and we have more than we deserve. So enough of me rambling. Sit back, get yourself something to drink, and let's get to busy. So, the task at hand today, we got 2 things we're going to do just to kind of help shore things up a little. I talked about it in a previous video when I was doing the rafters, that all of these plans that I had for the framing came from a shed plan. And just oversight, there's too many things to think about. I have 2x4s on the roof as rafters instead of 2x6s. So I want to secure those down a little bit to the top plate. So we're going to use these Hurricane ties, and I have 2 different screws that we're going to use for these. So coming in from the side, we're going to use 1.5 inch screws, and then coming in through the top plate, we're going to use these 2.5 inch screws. So good amount of purchase that will go in and help give us support against lifting. So I always talk about how windy it is here at the mountain, and I want to make sure that these 2x4s don't lift away. And then the other thing we're going to do is I have these steel plates. I don't know how thick these are, maybe 1/4 inch. But you see they have a bunch of holes, 2, 4, 6, 8 holes each. And we're going to use these on these center beams that I made going up and down on the gable ends. So that will also help lift, and it will help a little bit with any kind of rotation if we have some wind shear coming from the side. So let me jump up on the little step stool here, slide the ladder back so you can see what we're doing. And I think we'll start with this on this end, and then hit the other end, and then we'll start with the Hurricane ties. Okay, so like I said, it's got about 8 holes each, and then let's see if you can see right there, it's got the lines. It says center line. So we're going to line that up right here in the middle of these 2, the bottom plate and the top plate, or the lower top plate and the upper top plate, however you want to call it. We'll line that up. Get one down here in the bottom. There we go. Then I'm gonna zip all 16 of these in there, and we'll move to the other side. There you go. Now this probably should have gone outside before we did the siding, the board and batten on the outside. However, we're gonna have some coverings. You know, this where we're standing is gonna be part of the bedroom. So whenever it comes to this, I mean, that only sticks out maybe 1/4 of an inch, if that. So whatever we decide to put on the walls here, I'll just have to adjust a little bit. And that's probably something I can just do with a router or whatever, where I take that out. And it's not gonna structurally really affect anything as far as the wall covering goes. It's just gonna be wall covering. So, all right, enough of that. I'm gonna jump down, go to the other side, do the other one, and then we'll get on to the hurricane ties. So we got those connectors done on the ends. Now what I'm gonna do, like I said earlier, is I'm gonna do the 2.5 inches here, and it's spaced out pretty well. I'll grab the GoPro once I get some screws in, just so you can see exactly what I'm saying, but there's a screw down here, a screw hole that lines up with the bottom plate. Then there's 3 up here that line up with the top plate. Then I have 3 on each side where I'm gonna use these little shorter ones, the 1.5 inches, to come in through the side, which obviously is about all that it's gonna take, because that's only a 2x4, which is only really 1.5 inches. So let me get some screws in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Then I'll probably just hit the fast forward, or not fast forward, but you know what I'm saying, time lapse, and get the rest of these knocked out. There you go. That's it. Now I just have to do that about 39 more times. So time lapse, here we come. Get yourself something to drink. We'll cue the music and get the rest of this knocked out. So here you can see up close. There are those the three on the top plate, 1 on the bottom top plate, and then you can see from the side, we got 3 going across on this side. And, well, let me do it this way. And 3 there. So that baby's not going anywhere. So that's it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And gives me a little peace of mind. Another lesson in take your time when you're building, right? So as you can see, that rafter drifted, so I couldn't get that third screw in the bottom because it just would have split out the end of that board, that rafter. So take your time. Again, I keep saying, God keeps sending me a message that I need to slow down. Of course, rafters were way early in the process. I was trying to rush through everything, and there were several that either there was a screw in the way, or like I said, the rafter had drifted back a little. So take your time when you're doing these, doing the rafters, so that they sit nice and flush on either the inside or the outside. You can do these Hurricane ties from the outside. I'm sure Simpson Strong tie is not going to be using me as an example of how to do your Hurricane ties. So we got this first side done. We got the west side done. Now we're going to flip it around and finish up the east side, and maybe enjoy the view a little. But as you can see, that's the day. I mean, just we're in the clouds. It's raining. It's muggy, but we're still at the mountain, so life is good. So you know it. You know it. My math skills, always something. I think I bought these Hurricane ties. I just was at a place and they were on sale, and I guessed at how many I needed. Of course, I came up too short. So I need 2 more Hurricane ties, and I'm short about 25 of those 2.5-inch screws. So we're gonna call it there for now. I think you probably got enough time-lapse footage. There were a lot more rafters that only have 2 screws than I like to admit. Now it's not half, maybe it's a quarter. But hopefully with the amount of screws and stuff that we have in there, that'll be enough support that if we have any real strong uplifting winds, that they'll hold in place. There you have it, friends. I think we're just going to call it there for today. It's still raining out there. Not much left I can do inside here. I need to straighten up and clean up and do some of that stuff, maybe sweep the floor, but you don't need to see all that. So hopefully this will just be a nice short little video, just real easy breezy. Like I said, just to give me a little extra peace of mind, if you will, to have those Hurricane ties, and then to have that big strapping on the ends. I went back to make sure that the 2.5 screws were the right ones, and there's conflicting information whether it's the 2.5 or just 1.5 all the way around. Either way, I think the 2.5s are fine. More is better, I guess. And I confirmed with the Simpson Strong tie that you can put them inside or outside. So you might see some folks who put the Hurricane ties outside, and some people that put them inside. It's just, I guess, preference or whatever, or when you think of it. Like I said, I'll come back. I'll throw those last 2 in there, and the last couple screws, and I guess those probably last 4 that I didn't have enough screws for. But not a big deal. Not something I need to wait and do the video for. So yeah, so that's it. So again, absolutely blessed. Not a very productive day. I hate to be here at the mountain and not feel like I've accomplished a lot. However, it's necessary stuff that we got done today. So can't be mad about that. So yeah, blessings all the way around to you and yours. Thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. Again, if you like these videos, hit like button down there. Hit subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you know when we post new content. Of course, you can look up this way over here somewhere. We'll post another video. I'm sure it'll be something related to this mini cabin. And yeah, until next time, thanks for coming. Be safe.